on down the line. I guess that's what we're looking forward to. So they got everything back. They went back to where they made the agreement with the other group, and that group changed the plans on them. How did you feel about the plans being changed?
Yeah, they want more. I don't know. I was like, well, wait a minute. Like Rick's like, no, we're keeping some.
Yeah.
And then, and it went down from 9 to, and then he said 20, and the cat. And he said, say yes, and she did. I don't know how that got to that point, but yeah, I was like, well, you got your guns and stuff. What more do you want, lady?
So it seems like, to me, everywhere that they go, everybody's changing the plan on them. They're giving them one option or one, let's deal. And then when they turn around, it's always, the plan's always backfired or gone haywire or something.
Well,
it's
they don't have much. Go ahead.
Oh, it's never the complete, it's never finalized the way that they had set things up. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's a good thing for the show to keep the ratings up, but it always just seems like they're getting slapped. Rick and the group are getting slapped in the face a lot of times because of the situations,
Yeah. But right now, though, they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
They need them. And they're going to do, Rick's going to do what he has to do to get them on, to fight with them. That's the bottom line.
So So I have been saying from the beginning that Tara should have already talked to Rick about the other group that has the weapons. That's where since they decided to go ahead and take on Negan, I had brought this up. I know me and you have talked about it, that Tara should have went ahead and already told him. So she was about to tell him this weekend. She was about to tell him, and I thought there was more to the conversation, which I was wrong, and you would let me know that she didn't say anything else. Maybe on an episode coming up, she is going to let Rick know.
I think so. Well, she was trying to keep her promise to them, but now she knows that's not going to happen, because either they're going to get in the middle of a fight and they're going to end up killing them, or try to get them over to their side. There's no middle ground here anymore.
Yeah,
you can't just sit back and let them be, because it's not going to happen. It's just not going to work. So she had to make the choice, and I think she made the right one, because it's like, that's for the good of all. Why should they sit out of the fight too? Actually, why should I keep quiet because of that group? It should be, we're doing this for everybody.
Yeah.
Not just
even that group that she's protecting.
Yeah.
And it's kind of odd that she would run into a group that is all female and she is all, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It kind of played, like, things are just playing out in their way. The way the writers are coming up with things, they're writing it for the character, So now we're looking at, there was a couple things I wanted to bring up. And I've talked to you about this extensively, and every time I brought it up with you, I buckle up on it. I get real, because Daryl's pretty much my favorite character, and I always say him and Beth should have always been together, and not him because everybody says him and Carol should be together, and I still think that he looks at Carol as a mother figure, not as in a relationship kind of deal, and I always felt that him and Beth should be together. And they kind of revealed that Jesus is going to be coming up and revealing that he is, I always have a hard time with this. Nothing against anybody, but, everybody knows about Jesus' his backstory now. So, just today, I was reading, I don't know if you read it, but the backstory on Daryl is similar. And I've kind of known it, I just didn't want to... It's because he's not in the comic book, but they had already wanted to release the story that he was like they were calling. I don't know if you got to read it today. It came out today. The director, the director with the long hair and he wears the glasses.
Yeah, Greg Nicotero.
Yeah. Okay. So he had wanted to call it a jail, like he's like a jailhouse husband. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was written today, and so if anybody hasn't read the article, I was looking for the article. I was trying to post it to Facebook today, but I didn't get it. It wouldn't work where I was at. But that is on it's actually on Google. So it's in the Google forum that they actually were gonna release that story before they released Jesus's backstory.
Wow. Okay.
So, but I never want to bring it up because Daryl's is my favorite character. You know, besides Abraham. You know, him and Abraham, it was a toss up between the two as my two favorite guy characters on the show. You know, so that's why I say there, like the Jesus Daryl thing is always kind of disturbing to me because I always feel like there's something going on right there. You know.
Really?
And I know you're gonna stay away from it. I think you are, but I still think something's going on right there. Or will.
Excuse me.
But the reason why it may not happen is because they don't want to lose the women's, because they're losing a lot of women fans with Negan's. Negan's taking away a lot of the women's side when at first Negan brought all kinds in. Now he's taking away a lot. So I don't think that this will be released.
I haven't seen. I can't comment on that really because I really haven't seen enough of Jesus and him interact.
Yeah,
there really hasn't been that much. So I'm iffy about that. But when I knew that when Daryl told Carol, "Why did you leave me?" I was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh." And Carol was like, "Oh." And she's crying, and that was so. But anyway, I haven't seen Jesus and Daryl interact enough to see that. I don't think, at least not yet.
Okay, so what leads me to that is Jesus is the one that got him out. And Jesus had to take Daryl back to his where Jesus is from, and they had to take care of Daryl there till he was healthier. Before Rick got there, he had to get him. They had to get him healthy. I don't know how long it was for. It could have been 2 days. It could have been 2 weeks. It could have been 2 months. I don't know. They never really said. But through all that time, it was Jesus leading the way. It was Jesus going into Negan's home and area. And figuring out ways to talk to Daryl and either through the wife that ran away or just directly to him. So all that kind of leads together, and it's always led back some way with him and Daryl. Even the first time they met, when they were like playing around and they stole the keys from him, and
Oh yeah. It's hard to. It may be subtle. I don't know. It's a possibility, but Jesus really went there to get the layout. That's why he was there.
Yeah.
And to see if he could help Daryl. But the main reason was to get because he made a map of it for.
And there was another reason why I didn't want to post that on Facebook is because I don't want to take away viewers from TWD or listeners from our podcast because it would take people away because people love Daryl. I mean, women love Daryl.
Yeah, but I think it's been hinted at before too.
Yeah.
With the writers, so who knows? It's a possibility. We can't say, no, it's not going to happen, because it might. We don't know.
I'm like the writer with the longer hair. He's kind of bald with some glasses. I know all the writers' names, and that's the way I said his name. That's the way I had to describe him because I couldn't remember his name for a second there. So I will bring up Rosita again. I know we did the bio on her. She went and she had a chat with Father Gabriel, and I felt like Father Gabriel kind of put her in her place. How'd you feel about that?
I agree with you, and I think he should have. That's the second time she got at him.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like blaming everybody but her own actions. To me, she's blaming everybody. You know, you, it was your fault. It was you did this. No, you did it. Nobody told you to shoot Negan or try to. Okay, nobody forced you into that. But she's blaming. Okay, Eugene, you're this. Make me a bullet. You know, she's in like total denial here or something, but she's blaming everybody but herself for what's going on with her.
Yeah, and a few things I did read in some of the groups were that Rosita is going to get Sasha killed. Sasha went on her own will. Nobody forced Sasha to go.
No, because she wants him to. Yeah, but she's going to. But we know it's going to happen. So
we do. Tell me what's going to happen. I don't know. No.
Well, we know what's happening with her and her career. She's going to be in the new Star Trek movie.
Oh yeah,
so, she's going to get killed off. So, I mean, that's a gimme there.
Okay,
but again,
one thing I didn't bring up is Heath is in the new 24, and he left with Tara. And, Tara's been back, but they haven't mentioned Heath at all. So we know why, because he's in that new 24. And I heard that new 24 is doing really good, so I don't think we'll ever see Heath again.
Maybe not.
I was hoping to see Heath because he was going to be. I thought he was going to be a really big character in the show because he was in the NWA movie. He was Dr. Dre, and I went to go watch that movie like 20 times at the theater.
Yeah.
So it was like I thought we were going to see Heath play a bigger role, but I guess taking 24 was going to be a bigger role. So it's pretty awesome that he got that role. So we got a few minutes to go here, and I like to get into our prediction part of it, and like I always let everybody know, we do not read the comic book. We just recap the show. We love the show. We're podcasters, and we give our sort of prediction on what we think is going to be coming up in the next week, not for the whole season, but the next week. So, Denise, how do you feel about next week? What do you see happening?
I see Carol finally coming back. When I saw that, I was like, yes, Carol's back. I don't know why though. Did she go to see Morgan and he finally told her what happened? So we're gonna find out. I think somehow she finds out what happened. Finally.
Yeah.
And now she's going into commando mode here. So that's going to be good to see.
She shocked the kids at King Zeke's compound huh?
Yeah.
On the previews, the kids were like, whoa. they had never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty cool.
That looks good. And preview. We're going to probably see, Rick and Michonne, or Tara's going to tell Rick about Oceanside. They'll be excited about that. But they got to find more guns. So they have to find somewhere else unless they go talk to Oceanside. They've got guns and ammo too. So
yeah, I
guess we'll wait and see about that. But it's going to be so good to see Carol back.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. On my side, I feel like finally I think they got to get King Zeke to the table. And with Carol, like I said, the only way King Zeke is going to move and say yes, he'll go against Negan is if Carol pushes him to do it.
Yep.
That's the only way, because King Zeke admires her, he likes her, he he wants to be in a relationship with her. And I think that once now seeing her jumping up and down like she is, I think that King Zeke is going to change his attitude and getting cahoots with Rick and the rest of the groups to go ahead and take on Negan. And now, like I said, Negan has a big army, but after seeing like Big Joey, like I said, what Daryl did to him, and then some of the rest of Negan's army, I'm like, these are like little kids, like they're not even trained fighters. It's just a bunch of them.
He's got Simon and Dwight, but Dwight's another story again. So, but he's got Simon, so we'll see. Yeah. I can't wait till they kill him off too.
But you got to remember, even the weakest link on in Rick's group is stronger than everybody in Negan's group. You know, even the weakest link. You know, you could say,
Yeah.
you could say